Once upon a time, in a cozy little cottage nestled at the foot of a green hill, lived a boy named Jack with his mother. They were very poor, and their only possession was a gentle milk-white cow named Milky White. Jack and his mother loved Milky White very much. She gave them creamy milk every single day. But one sad morning, Milky White had no more milk to give. Jack's mother sighed. "Oh, Jack, what will we do? We have no money for food. You must take Milky White to the market and sell her." Jack was heartbroken. He didn't want to sell his dear friend, but he knew they needed the money. So, with a heavy heart, he put a rope around Milky White's neck and began the long walk to the market. On the way, he met a funny-looking old man with a long, twisty beard. The man's eyes twinkled as he saw the cow. "Good morning, young lad. That's a fine cow you have there. Where are you off to?" he asked. Jack explained that he was going to the market to sell her. The old man smiled a mysterious smile. "I have a better deal for you," he whispered, opening his hand. Inside lay 5 colorful beans. "These are no ordinary beans," he said. "They are magic beans. Trade your cow for these, and you'll be rich beyond your wildest dreams." Jack was fascinated. Magic beans. He imagined all the wonderful things they could do. Without a second thought, he traded Milky White for the 5 beans and rushed home, excited to show his mother. When he got home, he burst through the door, shouting, "Mother! Mother! Look what I got!" He showed her the 5 beans, but his mother was not happy. "Not at all, you foolish boy. C'est cried, you traded our only cow for a handful of worthless beans. We're ruined." In her anger, she snatched the beans from his hand and threw them out the window into the garden. That night, Jack went to bed hungry and sad, feeling very foolish indeed. The next morning, when Jack woke up, he noticed something strange. The room was dark, as if a giant tree were blocking the sun. He ran to the window and gasped. In the garden, where his mother had thrown the beans, a gigantic beanstalk had grown. It was so tall it stretched up, past the clouds and into the sky. Jack had never seen anything so amazing. The old man was right, he thought. They really are magic beans. Without a moment's hesitation, Jack decided he had to climb it. He wanted to see where it led. He dressed quickly, tiptoed out of the house, and began to climb. Up and up he went, climbing through the fluffy white clouds. It felt like climbing a giant, leafy ladder. After a very long time, he finally reached the top. There, in the sky, was a whole new land. A long, straight road stretched out before him, leading to a huge castle in the distance. Jack was tired and hungry from his climb, so he walked along the road toward the massive castle. The doors were so big, he felt like a tiny ant. He knocked, and the door creaked open. A giant woman, a giantess, peered down at him. "What do you want, little boy?" she asked, her voice booming like thunder. "Could you please spare a bit of food?" "I'm very hungry," Jack said politely. The giantess had a kind heart. "All right," she said, "but you must be quick. My husband, the giant, will be home soon, and he loves to eat little boys." She let him in and gave him a piece of bread and some milk. But just as Jack was finishing, the whole castle began to shake. Thump, thump, thump. The giant was coming home. "Quick, hide," whispered the giantess, and she bundled Jack into a big copper pot. The giant stomped into the room, sniffing the air. He roared, "Fee, fee, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he live, or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread." "Nonsense," said his wife. "You just smell the stew I'm cooking." The giant grumbled and sat down at the table. After his enormous dinner, he called out, "Wife, bring me my hen that lays the golden eggs." The giantess brought a small, plain-looking hen. The giant commanded, "Lay," and to Jack's astonishment, the little hen laid a perfect, solid gold egg. The giant chuckled, and soon he fell fast asleep, snoring loudly. This was Jack's chance. He carefully climbed out of the pot, snatched the hen, and ran as fast as his legs could carry him. He scrambled back to the beanstalk and slid all the way down, landing safely in his own garden. "Mother, look!" he shouted, holding up the hen. His mother couldn't believe her eyes. When the hen laid a golden egg right in front of her, she was overjoyed. For a while, they sold the golden eggs and lived very comfortably. But Jack was an adventurous boy. He couldn't stop thinking about the land in the sky. So, one day, he climbed the beanstalk again. This time, he hid in the giant's castle and saw the giant counting his treasure, a magical golden harp that could play beautiful music all by itself. When the giant fell asleep, Jack tiptoed over, grabbed the heavy harp, and made a run for it. But the harp was magical and cried out, "Master! Master!" The giant woke up with a roar and saw Jack running away with his harp. He chased after him, his giant footsteps shaking the ground. Jack reached the beanstalk and started sliding down as fast as he could, the harp tucked under his arm. The giant began to climb down after him, making the whole beanstalk sway and tremble. "Mother, quick! Bring me the axe," Jack shouted as soon as his feet touched the ground. His mother, hearing the panic in his voice, quickly brought him the axe. Jack didn't waste a second. He started chopping at the base of the giant beanstalk. Chop, 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 chop! The giant roared in anger from above as he felt the beanstalk shaking. With one final, mighty swing, Jack cut clean through the thick trunk. Crack! The beanstalk came tumbling down, and the giant fell with it, crashing to the ground, and was never seen again. From that day on, Jack and his mother lived happily, with the hen that laid the golden eggs and the magical singing harp. They were never poor or hungry again. Jack learned a valuable lesson about bravery and quick thinking, and though he sometimes missed the thrill of climbing into the clouds, he knew the greatest adventure was being safe and sound at home with his mother, and they all lived happily ever after. Thanks for watching our story. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more magical adventures. See you next time.